Hey guys, welcome back to Struggleville YouTube channel. For this video I have some amazing, mostly tool deals to share with you. And we're starting the year off right with these amazing deals. We're going to be at Walmart, Amazon, Home Depot, and Lowe's. The big box stores, we're going to use the YouTube shopping links. You'll see the boxes popping up here, there, and everywhere throughout the video. The Amazon links will be all in the description down below. And I also have a little bit of a Mustang story to share with you, working on the 67. I will save it till the very end, so those of you who are not interested don't have to listen, but if you are, it'll be at the end. First up, we have the Hyper Tough 5-piece SAE Jumbo Combination Wrench Set. Now, it's $13.89. It's not listed as a sale price, but these are the biggins. And you always got to pay more for biggins because they're more desirable than littleins. And so we get the roll-up pouch. It's only $13.89. We're starting at the 1-inch. This will be easier to see over here. Starting at 1 inch, going all the way up to 1.25 inches. Depending on what you're doing, you probably don't need them every day, but every once in a while you need them, and having them all in the pouch and everything, you'll be like, I know I got that wrench. It's in the pouch. So the big sizes, super cheap. A lot of brands you'd pay more than that for just one, let alone a 5-pack. Speaking of 5-packs, this is a 3-pack. Headlamp rechargeable 3-piece. This is a crazy, amazing deal. I really like this one. 230-degree wide beam headlamp, LED headlamp with motion sensor, 5 modes by Zicori, and it is 50% off. Look at that. You're getting 3 of those guys. Rechargeable with the USB. Can't tell if that's USB-C or a micro USB. Probably says somewhere, but I really like the little motion detection thing. You swipe your hand by it to turn it on and off, so if you can't find the button, you can't reach the button, you just go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. You gotta make the sound effect, otherwise it doesn't work. For some reason it's sound activated as well. So you got the 3 rechargeable headlamps. Starts out at $20, which I wouldn't be mad to pay $20 for them because you're getting 3 of them. But we have the 50% off promo code. Not sure when it expires, but it does work right now. So $10, you're getting 3. It's like $3 a piece. $3.33 and a third. Remember Bad Santa? They're going back and forth about how much. What's his name? The guy that died. Oh, what's his name? Anyway, and he's like, and a third. So anyway, super cheap, rechargeable. It's got the built-in battery, obviously good to recharge. It's just and I kind of like this style because it's really lightweight and it's flat. It's not like this bulkiness on the front of your head. And I remember the original Olight headlamp. I think it's called the Perrin, maybe. It weighed like 25 pounds, which was the only drawback because it was like you're also working out your neck muscles as you're trying to hold up this LED headlamp that was huge. So lots of things to like and super cheap. Over at Home Depot, this deal's been around for a while, but I just really like it, so I thought we'd talk about it. I think we have maybe once before a while ago. Milwaukee M12 cordless pack-out floodlight with USB charging and a high-output 2.5 amp-hour battery. Normally a little over $200, down to $129. It is $79 off. I just really like it because I'm not in the pack-out lineup, but if I was going to be in the pack-out lineup, this would be something I would want because I would love to look at how they have it all stacked up there with the light on top. That just sounds like an amazing idea. You have the USB-A and the USB-C port up there, and then the newer high output 2.5 amp hour battery is a little kicker there for you. Pinless wood moisture meter for non-destructive moisture detector, drywall, wood, masonry, all sorts of stuff by Mestec. 30% off. So when your basement floods, you'll know how high up you got to cut the drywall back. Got the batteries there. I kind of like the pinless ones, although the pin ones actually don't bother me because I don't feel like it really. I mean, it says non-destruction, but look, those little pins, they ain't doing much. It's also useful if you're like looking at a house and you see a stain in the ceiling or something. Give it a little touchy touch. Like, is that currently wet or is that dry now? $24.99 and 30% off, basically 1/3, and it goes through 1/3. Boy, that worked out well. Was that about $8 off? So $17 or $18 there. Over at Lowe's, we have the Metaboo HPT professional grade polyurethane air hose 50-footer 1/4 inch. Normally $36.98 down to $16.98. So you're saving 20 big dollars. Now you're not gonna get free shipping. You can buy online. You can pick up in store, or you can find other items to get you over, what, $45 to get the free shipping there. Now I'm going to have another air compressor related deal coming up that may go good with the hose. But a 50-foot hose, pretty good. Pretty good. Get like a 25-footer and it just ain't going to reach nothing. 880 lumen tactical flashlight, USB-C rechargeable pocket flashlight with magnet, everyday carry mini flashlight by YC Bright, and it is 50% off. Lots of things to like about this. Of course, the rechargeable, 880 lumens. Whether that's true or not, I'm sure this little pocket guy is super bright because all these flashlights are pretty damn impressive compared to something that was made 20 years ago or something, and now, boy, it's night and day difference. And then the magnetic tail cap, one of my favorite features, because what is more useful on a flashlight than having a magnet on the butt? $23.99, but that 50% promo code is supposed to go through the 5th, and that's going to make it just, what, $11.99? Of course, for the Prime members out there. I kind of like these little headphones over here. USB-C. It's so funny because phones don't have headphone jacks anymore. Like, so many of them don't have it. You have to plug into the USB-C, the charge port. The drawback, the downside is now I can't charge my stuff while I'm listening. Like, what if I wanted to do both? I didn't think the headphone jacks were that much of a nuisance that they couldn't just keep using them. But hey, a lot of times it's not an option anymore. So you may have earbuds or something, but if you want a plugged-in, corded version, you probably got to upgrade at this point. Or you're going to have to shortly because I'm gone with the wind. And I just thought those kind of looked cool, so we threw them over there. Back to Walmart. We got the Everlast men's boxer briefs. Active performance breathable underwear. You got to breathe in your underwear. And breathe it all in. This might make you a better fighter too. $14.98 down to $9.98, and then look at all the different options we got. I mean, we can really jazz it up, or we can just, one of these was all black, was it not? There it is. So nice little deal, about a third off on that, and that's a 6-pack for $10. Boy, I'm gonna have to leave this window up because I'm gonna have to buy one of those when we're done here. That sounds like a good deal. You can never have enough underwear. That's one of those life things, okay? Tape measures, you can never have enough tape measures. Razor knives, you can never have enough razor knives. Clamps, you can never have enough clamps. If a man tells you he has enough clamps, or worse yet, too many clamps, you're looking at a liar. The only thing good about a liar is you can always trust a liar to be a liar. It's the honest people you got to look out for because you never know when they might become a liar. But at least that person you know is lying to you. Same thing with underwear. Anyone ever tells you, I don't need any more underwear, I got plenty of underwear. Dirty ass. No. Get that man some more underwear. Well, maybe you don't have to, but instruct him to. Okay. 2-pack UV flashlight, blacklight, UV light flashlight, UVC, USB-C rechargeable. I can't read for shit today. Backlight, waterproof, powerful fluorescent detector by WSS Bond. Sounds kind of like a warship or something. It's the WSS Bond. There goes those reading skills again. 45% off. UV flashlight. If you want to have nightmares for the rest of your life, go to a hotel, start flashing it around. Actually, you know what would make it more fun? Wait till the morning. Sleep in the hotel. Use all the stuff in there. And then go around with your little light. You're like, oh, I wonder what kind of fluid that is. What's that fluid? What do you think someone did over here? It's going to be so disgusting. Says you can do something with scorpions with it too, but we don't have scorpions around here, so I am not an aficionado of the scorpion and what that thing does to them. $19.99, 45% off, so just for funsies, we'll say it cuts it in half, makes it $10. You're getting 2 of them, that's only $5 a piece. So let's go through the end of the month. You guys know we don't trust promo codes to make it to the end of the month because companies can kill them at any time for any reason, so if you see something you like, you buy it now. You don't wait till later, you wait till later, you end up a big crybaby with tear in your beer, your dog hates you, will bite you, and that's why you're sleeping. So if you don't want to be bitten, then that's why you're sleeping, then you buy it now, you don't wait till later. That we'd bring back an oldie but a goodie. Ryobi 1 Plus 18-volt cordless high-pressure inflator, normally $40, down to $24.97. Now, this is a tool-only deal, but if you're in Ryobi's lineup for $25 to get one of these little inflators, and now basically all of them these days, you set it and forget it. Just put whatever inflation or whatever PSI you want, and you walk away and just let it do its thing. But it just sits on top of the battery. It's small, it's compact, easy to carry with you or something. So for people who are in the lineup and have the batteries, at $25, I feel like it's a no-brainer to pick that thing up. It's obviously something you will use at some point. Here we have the cordless impact wrench, 18-volt impact gun power wrench. You're getting a 4-amp-hour battery and charger. This is by Hi Chica, and it is 50% off. So we've seen a couple of different deals from them, and they have several things with their cordless tool lineup. So you might want to do a little Amazon search and see what else is available if you decide to get this guy, just to see where you can go with it. But you're also getting the sockets with little protectors there, and you're getting an adapter so we can reduce it down to 3/8. So we're doing lug nuts and everything with that guy. And it's $129.99, but then we have a Prime member discount that brings it down to $100, and then we have a 50% promo code. So you're only going to pay $49.99. That goes through the 3rd. And to get a 4-amp-hour battery with that impact now, see, 350 Newton meters, that doesn't mean a damn thing to me. Is that 10 foot-pounds? Is that 5,000 foot-pounds? I don't do conversions like that. They need to speak English to me. So I don't know how powerful it is, but it looks beefy. So I like that. Now here's the other thing about Hi Chica. Coincidentally, I got an email from these people today, and I'm hoping that they start sending me promo codes. As of now, whenever we see their deals, it's me just finding them in the wild, or like Amazon has a list of promo codes, but it is the biggest bitch in the world to go through. I'm telling you, if you have an Amazon affiliate account, because I know some of you guys do, because some of you are watching and then reposting that stuff right on your channel, but if you do, then you know how much of a pain in the ass it is to go through those promo codes. It is almost not worth your time because you'll spend hours at it. Anyway, it's much easier when a company will just send them to me directly. That makes life easy. So I'm hoping that they do so because they have a lot of tool stuff. And Sirocco appears to be the same company because sometimes it's kind of used interchangeably. So they have a lot of hand tools as well. So we're just going to keep our fingers crossed on that and hope that we get more of their deals coming up. Look at this one. Ozark Trail 9-person Weather Buster dome tent, built-in mud mat. Oh boy. Normally $96.51 down to $59.60. So it says you're saving $36. But also if we look, there was somewhere where'd it go? Maybe it was a different one I was looking at. I could have swore it had a price for like a large and a small. Maybe that was a different deal that's coming up. Anyway, so if you're a camper, to me, this looks like a good deal. This looks like something you may like. Now, for me personally, this is the most dreadful thing on the planet, okay? 9-person tent, 9 people in that tent. I don't like that at all. I don't like humans. I certainly don't like 8 other ones near me, and not in those close quarters when I'm trying to sleep. At least one of them bastards is definitely going to be a snorer. You know that. And then someone's going to have crazy legs kicking, and they're going to be kicking me in the shins all damn night. And then you're sleeping on the ground. Like, I get tent campers kind of shit on RV campers, and I don't really do any camping because I'll just stay in the air conditioning in a nice warm bed, and I don't need to prove nothing. I will live in the lap of luxury, or at least middle class. But I don't want to sleep on the ground. Air mattresses don't count. That shit's still on the ground. I know. So bougie. But $59.60, I mean, it's half what is listed, and that's a big boy tent right there. But you're on the ground. But hey, at least you got a mud mat, which I don't even know what that is. HVLP spray gun, gravity feed air spray gun kit with air regulator. This is by RRJ, 50% off. You can go paint your car with this guy. Now, what I really like is because it comes with the regulator. So you're getting 3 different nozzle sizes. It's the gravity feed type, and like all the cleaning stuff and accessories. But $29.99 and then 50% off. We're only paying $14.99, which if the gun is decent at all, you know, you're getting that regular, which you normally, if you were out buy any other gun by itself, you wouldn't get this other stuff with it. So you're getting an additional value, and then the 50% off, making it $14.99. Oh, here's the one that has regular and large. I knew there was something. Ozark Trail Adult Camp Cot, 80.2 inches. Wait, how many feet is that? We can never know. There's no way to convert it. 30.2 inches by 23.5 inches. Normally 55.60 down to 21.97, and that's the large. So the large is 21.97, but the basic ass one is 38.95. So it's almost twice the price for a smaller one, which really makes me feel like, hey, this is a good one right here. And look, it comes all up in a pouch. You can put it in your tent. At least you're up off the ground in that scenario, but you're still roughing it. You think that's comfortable? I wouldn't mind putting it in like the bed of the truck. You know, I don't mind the openness. It's more like the ground. The ground has like all the like bugs. Like, can you imagine like crawling your mouth while you're sleeping or some shit? Nah, we don't need to be down there with the bugs. It's okay. Not hungry. Really like this. Really like the. You guys know I like the brand compatible stuff. 6 amp hour and 3 amp hour replacement battery for DeWalt. You're also getting a charger and a bag to go with it, and this is by Sunmo Kite. Well, that almost sounds kind of racist. 50% off. 6 amp hour battery with a 3 amp hour battery, and you get a charger, which you probably don't need, but hey, we'll take it. And actually, I wonder what the output is on that. And we get the handy dandy bag to hold it all. I don't see what the output is. $78.59 is too much, but 50% off brings us under $40. Now, today's the last day to take advantage of it. You got to take advantage of it today. But we're under $40 for a 6, a 3, a charger, and the bag. It's way cheaper than what the actual DeWalt ones would cost you. Hyper Tough 2.5 amp corded 5-inch orbital sander with dust bag, vacuum hose adapter, 3 sanding sheets. Boy, we're not going to go into how Makita gives you one with your sander. You buy their sander, you get one. It's insulting. You should find their address and mail it back to them. Be like, no, you keep your one, okay? I don't need your pity one sheet, okay? You can at least throw in a 5-pack, as much as you charge for your damn sander. But this one is $19.77, which just felt like a really good deal because orbital sanders are a little bit pricey. I'd say even the cheapest ones are usually $25, $35. Of course, you can get some pretty expensive ones, double that or more. But $19.77, about as cheap as you're going to get. And if you look at the ratings, 784 ratings. They've sold a bunch of these, and 4.2 out of 5 stars. If you need an orbital sander, you could do worse. Probably can't do cheaper, though. Electric pruning shears. Love the pruning shears. LCD display, 1.26-inch cutting diameter. That's about 1.25 inches, by the way. For gardening, heavy-duty cordless pruner, 2 pieces, 2.5 amp hour batteries by Colenda. It is 50% off. So a bunch of different brands are making these days, and it's like a finger guillotine. You don't want to put your finger in there, and don't put your finger anywhere. Yeah, we're not going to go with that saying. Be careful. Don't let any appendages too close. But it's so much better if you have like arthritis or carpal tunnel or anything like that where the squeezing action is tough on pruners. Boy, this is a lot easier for you. This would be like a total lifesaver. And 1.25 inches is actually pretty thick for a branch, And we've talked about it in the past, cutting like roots and stuff out of bushes, trying to pull a bush out of the ground. Dig it out a little bit, pressure wash the shit out of it so all the mud and stuff is washed away and exposes all the roots, and then just start clipping them with these guys. And then you can either pull it out by hand or do it the fun way with the winch and a truck. but you're getting 2 batteries to go with it. Now, this is $70 and then a 50% promo code, so you're only going to pay $35 and you're getting 2 batteries, so I really like that. Now, if we go to this text link, there was 4 or 5 different options of, I think they were all cordless tools, but now I don't know. They were all some type of power tool. They weren't pruners like that. I think the other one might have been a saw, and I don't know. But there was a paint sprayer that was DeWalt compatible. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, one of the tools came with a battery, but was also Makita compatible. So you may want to look into that. But they had a DeWalt compatible paint sprayer, one of the little cordless paint sprayers that is included in this link and takes 50% off. Titanium oscillating tool blade, 10-piece multi-tool blades, metal, wood, nail, screw, plastic, Japanese tooth by Piokrite. And it's 50% off. Look at all those guys. Looking amazing. Now it's $22.99, but then we have a 50% promo code, so it's $11.49. It's supposed to go through the 10th. And they're 10 pieces, so it's $1 a blade-ish. Kind of. Close to $1 a blade. We like that. Here we have a car jump starter with air compressor, 2000 amp peak portable jump pack, 150 psi digital tire inflator. This is by S and they sent me one of these a couple of months ago when we did the video on it, but I saw a new promo code out for it, so I thought let's go ahead and re-up this guy. So it's $69.99, but then a 50% promo code, so it's only $34.99. You can watch the video there if you want to check out some more of the details. This is going to go through the 8th, and $34.99 is so good for that, because one, that is pretty in line with what most jump starters are costing nowadays. They still kind of range depending on the capacity of the battery and what they say they can jump start and everything, but you know, that's real close to like the promo code or sale price of them, because they've dropped in price over the last couple of years. But adding in the inflator function, I mean, even the cheapest inflators, when you're talking about cordless ones, with a promo code, coupon, sale price, whatever, is about $20. And I like the 2-in-1s because it's one less thing you got to carry around with you, or something you could lose or whatever. You know, at least you have 2 functions in it. And 2 ones that you're like legitimately going to need. I was just using my Fantix jump starter today, which leads back to that Mustang discussion we'll have here after a few more deals. Because it's been a fun one out in the garage, let me tell you. And that's why we've been slacking on videos. It's been like a week since I've done a video, because I've been damn working on things that aren't going right. Multimeter, digital battery tester, multi-tester, non-contact voltage detection, electrical tester, auto range. It does all the things, okay? It does all the things. By Mast Fooey. Sounds like when you sneeze or something. Mast Fooey. 50% off. Normally $23.39, and that's going to be a 50% coupon on the Amazon page, which, by the way, did I tell you, I checked all of these before starting the video. Everything is working right now. Everything is in stock. Promo codes are good. Coupons are good. Doesn't mean it's going to work 5 minutes from now, 5 hours now, or from 5 days from now, but it's working right now, which is also why you should subscribe, and you should click the bell so you are the first to be notified when new videos are released. Also, one thing I've been doing for the last couple of weeks that we'll probably keep up on is official members. That's like the join button down below, getting access to the videos first before everybody else. If you're like a little extra bony for the members, and you know, so that's what we're doing. $23.39, 50% off, under $12. Get yourself a multimeter. 50-pack heavy-duty nitrile disposable gloves. These are the 8 mils. So if you look at, like, you can get them, I think 4 mil is probably the thinnest. But the problem with those is, I mean, half the time you'll rip them just putting them on. They are so thin that they're practically not usable. These are twice as thick. 8 mil might be about the thickest I can think of that I've seen for nitrile gloves, because you see 6, you see 7, you see 4. 8, it's pretty good. This is by Promedix, and 30% off. So it's a 50-pack, where some boxes are going to be 100 packs. You do kind of got to look when you're looking at prices of how many are you getting. But again, these are like super thick as far as nitrile gloves go anyway. So $9.99, 30% off, makes it $6.99, and it does work for multiple quantities. Now I think, what did I put the large on here? It works for all the sizes on the page. I don't know what size this is. Extra large, but it'll work for all of them. But $6.99, that's a nice deal for the thickies, just like the biggins. Winter gloves, men, waterproof men's winter gloves, thermal gloves, polar fleece, insulated by DLY. So we saw them once before. I saw a new promo code, so I thought, well, let's go ahead and re-up this thing since people seem to like it the first time around. Maybe by now you've gotten them in hand and you like them, you want another pair. You don't like them, you don't want another pair, but this is your chance. So it is 60% off. Again, these come in various sizes. Winter is officially here. It's supposed to be getting cold as shit pretty soon, and it's going to snow, which is another problem that I'm having right now. $19.99, 45% promo code, 15% coupon. That's how we get to our 60%. It's supposed to go through just about the end of the month. What was it, about $7 or so? Another glove deal for you. The heavy duty work gloves, impact protection, mechanic gloves, synthetic leather. That means fake. Work gloves, touchscreen, capable by DLY again. And this one is 40% off. Got the mechanic gloves, keep you from cutting up your hands. $12.99, 40% off. Why did I include the link in this one? Maybe it's just because of different sizes. Links are different sizes. That's probably why. So $12.99, we almost cut that in half, so you're going to still pay about $7 either way on those. So that's it for all the deals, guys. You saw the boxes popping up as we were going along. If you didn't see those on, then you probably have a ad blocker on. And then I would like to kindly remind you that my income is dependent on the ads, and if you use an ad blocker, then you're like dicking me over, and you shouldn't do that, and that doesn't make me happy, so don't use the ad blocker. And then also the Amazon affiliate links will be in the description down below. So here is the story about the Mustang, okay? For those who care. 67 Mustang. I bought it when I was like 18 or 19. I'm almost 40 now, so it tells you how long I've had it. Started out working on it, back when I first got it with my dad, and we did tons of work on it back in the day. Everything from the firewall forward has been replaced. The frame rails, the shock towers, the springs, the control arms, the radiator support, the radiator, ball joints, tie rod ends, the brakes, the fuel lines, the brake lines, the floor pans, door shells, although I have one new one and one old one, and that's a longer story. There's been a lot of work to it, but it never got finished. It's been sitting for 19 of the 20 years that I've owned it. It's been just sitting in one spot or another. And every once in a while, I tinker a little bit on it, but the biggest thing is I have a 2-car garage, and I have 3 cars that need to be garaged. And since the Mustang's not done, it's the odd man out, and I figure, why work on a car that has to sit outside? And one, it's no fun working on it outside, and I don't want to leave the other ones outside because in addition to weather, mice getting to them and everything. So it's difficult to work on. But here's what came up lately. A company contacted me and asked me to do a video on their radiator, and said they'd send me a free radiator. So it's a 4-core aluminum radiator with an electric fan set up, and it comes with all the wiring and the temperature sensor for controlling the fan and everything. And I thought, oh man, that would be really nice to have. And I already did that on the Caprice, the 66, a couple years ago, and that's worked out really well. I like that electric fan setup. This was a different company, and I actually bought that myself. I thought about the Corvette, but I'm a little bit more hesitant on that because it looks more difficult, like the way the radiator is and the hood, and I don't know if you could do it without taking off the hood, and I don't trust myself by myself taking that hood off without screwing stuff up. So I was like, I better not do it that way. But I thought the Mustang could definitely use it, even though it's a new radiator. It's a 20-year-old new radiator. And so anyway, so I was like, okay, they want to give it to me for free. It's probably worth a couple $100. Sure. But now it's winter time. I am not doing that radiator and electric fan out in a tent in the winter. So I need to get this Mustang in the garage. This is going to turn into way too long of a story. I got to wrap this. I got to go quicker here. So anyways, I started the Mustang in the tent. Finally got it started. It hasn't started in like 4 or 5 years, maybe somewhere like that. And got it started. No oil pressure. Like, oh shit. So towed it, dragged it, whatever, pushed it, got it into the garage, took the Caprice out. It's sitting in my little extension that I built over the summer, which has one wall open, so it's safe mostly from weather, but it is not safe from rodents, which I don't like. I put some peppermint oil cotton balls in the car and in the trunk and stuff to try and keep them away, because that does seem to work, at least in temporary times. And the biggest thing is I live in the middle of a cornfield, so in the wintertime there's just mice all over the place. I could probably catch 40 mice a year or something. It's terrible. So now onto the Mustang. We're in the garage and no oil pressure. I wish I would have thought about spinning the pump with the drill before taking it apart for the oil pump, but I didn't think about that until after I started tearing things up. Took off a valve cover to verify there was no oil getting to the top of the engine. It wasn't just a gauge problem. And so I took off the pan, and it was real clean. I mean, that oil, it was probably the last thing I did to that car was change the oil, because I didn't remember until later that I had this exact problem before. But the oil was like really pretty clean. There was no like nothing metallic looking in the pan, no chunks of nothing. It looked, for an engine that's kind of old and beat up and not a great engine, it looked fine to me. But since I already had it tore apart, I thought I was going to go ahead and put in a new oil pump. Also, when I took off the sump, the extension, it didn't have a gasket, which I didn't think anything of it until I started looking up oil pumps, and they all come with a gasket that you put there. And I thought, oh damn, maybe that was my problem, is there's no gasket there, so I'm not getting like suction to suck up the oil, which is why I'm not getting pressure. And that's what I was hoping was the problem, or possibly the problem. So I put in the new pump, bolt back up the oil pan, which is kind of a pain in the ass, only because there's like 45 bolts that go into it, and you got to take a cross member off to get it out, and even then it's still like a tight fit. It's just smashing into everything. It's pain to get up there. Get it all put back together, and then trying to get the distributor back in, because, okay, so you got to prime the pump. You take the distributor out, you hook up a drill to it, and you spin it real fast. And as I spun it, oil came up, coming out of the rockers, dripping all over on the valve cover, or not on the valve covers, but the top of the head there. And I'm like, okay, good. I got oil coming up. This is working. This looks beautiful. Get the distributor in was a total pain in the ass, because the rod is a hex, and there's a hex in the distributor, and it's got to slide over it. And I knew that, but the rod is like laying up alongside the channel, and I could not get it to center at all, because it's way down in the thing, and you can touch it with a long screwdriver, but once you're putting the distributor in there, you can't, because it uses the same hole. And I was just fighting that, and so much that I would end up bumping or moving the rotor on the distributor, so now I'm out of time again. So now it doesn't even matter. Now I got to pull it back out. Now, at a point, I just got like lost on where the damn thing was supposed to be. But what really got me lost was I had it where I thought was right, and I was cranking the engine and everything, and it wasn't starting, and I took it back out. Now I'm playing with it, and I look over, and the damn 12-volt wire that plugs into the HEI cap had fallen off, and I have no idea when it fell off. So it might have not started when I thought I had it in the right spot. I mean, it didn't sputter. It didn't do nothing. It acted like the distributor wasn't there. Like, it just didn't do anything. It might have fallen, that could have been my whole problem. So I had to get it into time and everything. So I start it, and I'm looking at the gauge. Oil pressure comes right up. It's halfway up the dial, and I'm like, yes. But it won't stay running, which is, the choke wasn't hooked up, and it hasn't run in forever. It's freezing out. Like, there could be multiple things. It was also probably flooded as shit from me trying to crank on it so much, getting it in time and everything. So I restart it. Oil pressure doesn't go up. What the hell? Now it moved just a hair, but I got no oil pressure again. And then that's when it dawned on me that I've done this before. When we were working on the car a couple years ago, same problem. Swapped out the oil pump with one that, what are the odds I had another oil pump that was the same one just laying around, because I'm weird and I just have extra parts that I probably will never need, and then boom, I needed it. So we put in a new old oil pump, and it worked. And we had driven around just the yard at that time, and now it's not working again. Which makes me think the old oil pump probably was nothing wrong with it, because now I'm back to no oil pressure. So now I have to decide, well, first off, it sucks for this radiator video, because the whole reason I need it to be able to run and warm up so that I can show the electric fan coming on and off with the sensor. But my dilemma is we're supposed to get a bunch of snow, and one, I don't want the Caprice out getting snowed on, or, because the wind's going to blow it in there and it's going to get snow all over it, and I'm not going to be happy about that. But also, if we get enough snow, it is going to be very hard to get it back into the garage at any point, because a lot of times in Illinois, once you start getting snow, it's not going to warm up enough to melt all that snow again, and then I get a bunch of drifts out here. So we get a drift and that thing's blocked and it's not in the garage. I'm going to be so pissed. So this has to get done before the snow flies, which is this weekend. So the plan is tomorrow, work on the radiator video, and we'll worry about it running later. Like, they're not going to be too happy about that, and I know it kind of sucks, but look, that's the situation. That's where we're at. So I'm going to put in the new radiator. I can wire up and hook up the electric fan. I could even just bring it right to the battery just to show it turning on, which, is close enough. But as far as the car, like the actual problem with that, I'm wondering, man, boy, I know mice got into this thing at some point. Now, I don't remember exactly what happened, but at some point it didn't have an oil cap on the valve cover. And mice got in there, and they made nests in there, and they shit in there, and that's problems. And I cleaned it up the best I could. I don't know what got where, and I do remember the very first time after that happened, changing the oil, and it just looked disgusting. But now I've probably changed the oil 3 or 4 times now, and there's just it looks nice. There's no muckiness, there's no nasty. It looks fine. But I feel like maybe the pickup tube is clogged or something. Maybe. So here's what I'm debating on. Either taking the oil, because both of these suck. I don't want to do either one of them. Taking the oil pan back off, taking off the pickup tube, and like looking in the pan in general, see if there's any debris in there, which there wasn't before, but who knows. And then taking off that pickup tube, maybe buying a new one, but it's so basic and there's nothing wrong with it. If I just blew some like compressed air through it or something. So maybe. Because this isn't a complicated system. There's a drive shaft going from the distributor down to the oil pump, and it pumps. It brings fluid through the engine. I also put a new oil filter on, so I know it's not that. And there's some kind of a bypass valve. I don't know much about that. And then the other thing I'm thinking is take the distributor back out, which means I'm going to take it out of time, and it's going to be a pain in my ass because I know I'm not going to get it right again, because that's how things work. I was thinking about taking the distributor back out, putting a drill back on that hex rod and spinning it, and if you do it in counterclockwise, that's how the pump is supposed to run, and the oil should come back up through, and I should see it at the valve covers or at at the heads. And I want to see if it does that. And also, I'd like to look at the gauge, so I might have to put my camera in the car and then go back and look at what it records. Because I want to see how high does the gauge come up when I'm spinning it and I know that there's fluid. Because there's a possibility that the gauge isn't working, but I don't think so. And I've also already changed the sending unit because this is a problem I've had that I forgot. So... But also, if you run it backwards, it blows instead of sucks. And I'm thinking, if it doesn't work correctly, and you'll hear it like bubbling the oil down there when you run it in the wrong direction. But I'm thinking if it is something plugged in the tube, run it backwards. Now, it doesn't necessarily fix it. Like, there's still maybe debris or something that was causing it. But I just want to see if I can get this thing to at least temporarily have full pressure and maybe narrow it down. But it all goes back to I don't have time. I got to get this radiator video done, and the car's got to get back in the garage before we get snow. So whatever I have time to do is what I have time to do, and then it goes back in the tent, at least until springtime. I would rather drive it into the tent, then have to pull and push it into the tent. Also, one wheel, which I found out was the passenger front wheel, the brakes are locked up on it, and which is why it was so damn hard to push to begin with. I said in the video I posted on the second channel, I was like, man, I should be able to push this by myself, and I can't budge this thing at all. I think the brakes are locked up, and it was the front passenger wheel. I was wondering why my winch was having such a hard time pulling. I was like, come on, this thing should roll really easy. Why is it sound like it's struggling so bad? So that'd be another thing which I don't have time to fix. So that's the Mustang story. I don't know if that was interesting or not, but that's what it was. So we'll have videos on the second channel. And that was the other problem is I'm trying to do, since I got to do this stuff, like do a video on how to change the oil pump. But I got several problems going on at once. So how I'm going to edit that together, because I'm not trying to introduce all these like problems I'm having. I just want to show people how to do this one specific task. And actually it came into two different tasks, because then I thought, well, since I got this distributor out, I can also show how you put it in time, you know, bringing the number one cylinder up to top dead center and lining up the rotor and doing this. And so then I had like two videos trying to record at once, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be so damn confusing when I go to put this together. And then I'm not even going to know, like, does this clip go to this video or this clip go to that video, and does this make sense? Or I'm going to have to do some like voiceovers and just talk or something, because kind of turned it into a shit show, but also because of all the damn problems. Alright guys, it's late, almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I gotta go. Gotta work on a car tomorrow, so you're still gonna be light on videos and probably website posts, because this gotta get done. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give the video a like, subscribe for next subscriber. I'll see you guys next time.